St. John's Regional Medical Center in Joplin took a direct hit from the deadly twister this week, and the recovery will take a while. But one Georgia group knows all too well what they're going through, and that group is now working to help them. Here's 11 Alive's Ted Hall.
Ladies, we got some really good steaks on sale this week.
Steaks for sale in a hospital parking lot.
Yours was $32.30, ma'am.
See, this hospital gets a cut of all the sales, and today, all that money goes to the hospital in Joplin, Missouri, ruined by a tornado.
At the very least, it lets them know that somebody that they don't even know is thinking about them.
The thing is, the hospital giving the money away is in Americus. 4 years ago, their building was killed by a tornado.
And we worked out of a church for a little while they were sitting at the tents, and then we worked out of the tents for a couple of months. They were like MASH units.
They're still working out of a temporary building, but they know how to help.
You'll have a year that's really, really bad. You know, it'll take that long to, before you even feel normal again.
They have had years to adjust to what the people in Joplin are just now being tossed into. So they've offered help, money, and experience. They've talked and will soon send a team to Missouri to try to breathe life into the health center of another small town.
We want them to know that we are a shoulder that they can lean on. We want them to know that we have been there. Our prayers are going to be with them, and they can look at us as an example of these people lost everything, but they came back.
The tornado that hit St. John's Regional Medical Center in Joplin on Sunday was reminiscent for locals who remember the tornado that struck the Americas Hospital in 2007. News 3's Raquel Rodriguez spoke with an employee at the Phoenix Sumter Medical Center who used to work at St. John's about the long recovery road ahead.
It's going to take an incredible amount of work. It's going to take time, but we're standing in front of the evidence that it can be done.
Jim Moreland says he started working at Phoebe Sumter Medical Center about a year after the tornado hit Americus. Sometime before that, he used to work at the hospital in Joplin that was recently destroyed.
When I was there starting out, I had about 112, 115 employees. So my first concern is how are they doing?
Moreland says he's still anxiously awaiting some phone calls.
I want to know for sure, but there is a part of me that, maybe there's some information down the road that I won't want to hear.
Moreland says it's ironic he's worked at 2 hospitals damaged by tornadoes, but with the progress he's seen at Phoebe Sumter, he knows Joplin will be okay. This is the original site of the Sumter Regional Hospital that was damaged by a tornado in 2007. The spokesperson for the hospital says he understands what the people of Joplin are going through.
When I looked at the pictures and I saw the windows blown out, and not only the damage to the building, but right outside the building, cars flipped over, it looked eerily similar to what we had.
The spokesperson for Phoebe Sumter says the new hospital is scheduled to open in December. In Americus, Raquel Rodriguez, WRBL, News 3 on your side.
Phoebe Sumter Medical Center is holding a fundraiser for St. John's Regional Medical Center tomorrow. They'll have a Schwann's truck on site with all the proceeds going to the Missouri hospital.
Speaking of the weather, cleanup continues in Joplin, Missouri, a town leveled by a massive tornado. And as the residents of Joplin face a long road to rebuild their town, one Southwest Georgia hospital wants to help. Fox 31's Alan Carter joins us live in the studio with more. Alan?
Yeah, Romney, the deadly tornado has killed 125 people, and it's also destroyed Joplin's hospital. It's an experience that's very familiar to people who work at Phoebe Sumter Medical Center. The images coming out of Joplin, Missouri are that of total devastation. There are also mirror images that came out of Sumter County 4 years ago when they too were hit by a tornado. It's a perspective only experience can provide, and that's why workers at Phoebe Sumter Medical Center are reaching out.
It's a fundraiser. Of course, we all know what happened at Joplin, Missouri, and the hospital there, St. John's Medical Center, was hit. And, of course, 4 years ago, our hospital was in that same predicament.
On Thursday, they teamed up with Schwann selling food, but with a percentage of the sales being kicked back to relief efforts in Missouri.
Thank you.
We also want them to know that we've been there. We know what they're feeling, and we want them to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
And take a look behind me. All day long, workers and staff have been pinning messages of hope and prayer to the victims in Joplin. It's been less than 24 hours, and that poster's already almost filled. They probably needed a bigger one.
I was just blown away when I started reading all the messages that the that we were sending to those individuals in Joplin, you know, I was just touched. It makes me think about what we were going through at the time and what they may be thinking at this very moment.
I think right now they're probably just going through a lot of shock. The first couple of weeks, I think we all were in shock. It was like a war zone.
But now Phoebe Sumter is on the verge of getting a new hospital, and they say if they can bounce back, so can the people in Joplin. Now, the hospital's also taken monetary donations to send to Joplin. To find more ways on how you can donate to the recovery, you'll find more information at our website, mysouthwestga.com.
More than 4 years after a tornado destroyed parts of a Georgia hospital, business is still not back to normal there. Now a recent tornado in the Midwest is all too familiar to hospital workers down in Americus. Workers at Sumter Regional told us they will never forget the day they had to dig out from under rubble to get to their patients. Now they're reaching out to a hospital in Joplin, Missouri that is so damaged, crews are not even sure they can save it. Channel 2's Diana Davis traveled to Americus in Sumter County to find out what they're doing.
The roof was coming down.
It was a direct hit. An EF4 tornado slammed into Phoebe Sumter Hospital in Americus March 1st, 2007.
We're grabbing patients and putting them in a back room in the ER.
The hospital was in ruins. Nurse Krista Barfield and her husband, a paramedic, were off that night but ran to the hospital ER for shelter. They crawled out of the rubble and tried to get patients.
But you didn't know, is this going to collapse or is it going to hold for us to go up and even get the patients at that point?
When St. John's Hospital in Joplin, Missouri was virtually destroyed just days ago, everyone here felt a special kinship.
We were numb, you know, and I know that the hospital employees there at Joplin, they're probably feeling that too.
After the Americas tornado, Phoebe Sumter operated out of tents for 3 months, and it remains in a temporary FEMA building. The old hospital grounds are deserted and weed-choked. A new hospital is still under construction on the other side of town. And in Americus, they know the staff of Joplin's hospital has a long, difficult road ahead.
It's going to be hard, but you can pull together and as a team, make it.
Wednesday, the Americus staff began a fundraising campaign for Joplin. Everyone here signing a banner of goodwill and good wishes they will send along. It has special meaning for Jim Moreland, now on staff in Americus. He used to work at the destroyed Missouri hospital.
It's just absolutely heartbreaking. My first instinct was to come out here, load a truck up, and take off.
The new hospital should be ready to go and open its doors just before Christmas. From Americus in Sumter County, Diana Davis, Channel 2 Action News.